Namaste. Myself is Naresh Kumar Marwal from Jyoti Vidyapit Women's University, Jaipur. I am an assistant professor in the computer science department. Today's session is based on client server model, its advantages, disadvantages, internet protocol, UDP protocol, HTTP, HTTPS, FTP. So, first, I would like to talk about the client. What is client or what is server? In our daily life, we are using computer, we are using internet, we are browse lot of data. So if I'm talking about a single machine that connect to with a remote machine, so if I am a user, if I'm using a single machine and I am using any browser and I am request for a particular service, so it means here I am working here as a client, but I request to someone, it means I request to server for particular service. So there is basically two different things. One is server, one is client. If I am talking about local machine, it means I am talking about the client, program or client. If I am talking about the remote machine that provide a particular services to the client, it means I am talking about the server. If you are using or search anything, so we know that lot of user ask or request for the same type of service. So we can say there is a mapping is possible many to one. It means a user can be possible many, but server is one. Like everybody is using Chrome, Mozilla. Okay, so we are type first google.com. So it means we are going and type google.com. Google.com provides the application or sorry services. So when we are not only me, lot of person uh, type at the same time google.com, it means we are using the service. Not only the example is the Google, we are traveling, we everybody like to journey. If supposed to I want to go somewhere, so not only I am not a single person who want to love journey, many more persons are there. So everybody is going on internet, using internet and book the tickets. It means lot of person can strike or can target a single server at a same time. So if I am talking about the server, so it can be divided into different parts. First is a share based server, or second is a dedicated server. If I'm talking about the two type of servers, so it is it's definitely difference between them. If one share, if one server is share our services with another, so it's so such type of servers is called sharing server, shared servers. If I'm talking about the dedicated server, it means that type of servers don't share the services with another server. Get it? This is a simple diagram of client and server. This is client part and this is server part. If client request to server for a particular services using internet, so definitely server will give the response to the client. So that type of services is available or not. If it is available, then client use such services. So it is many, client can be possible many, but server is one. Now if I am talking about the client and server, so many more application working over here. Many protocols are working over here. Here we are discuss about few basic protocol. With the help of that protocol, we can transfer the file data from one place to another place. So before starting the application or protocols, I would like to tell about the advantages and disadvantages of client server model. Let's see, these are the advantages of the client server model. First, centralize, very good. Security, performance, and the scalability. If I am talking about the single server, it is possible to maintain easily. You can secure your server by using the scripting languages. You can improve the performance of the server. You can improve the scalability of the server. You can improve the bandwidth of the server. It means if you have a lot of users, if your target is you want to improve the users, so you need to improve its bandwidth, its scalability, and performance also. If your data is centralized, it can be possible to get backup easily. If I'm talking about any type of server, so these type of advantages are available. If you are talking about share based, if you are talking about dedicated, both type of. But if I am talking about the disadvantage, so if I am talking about the today's population, nobody can calculate easily. But everybody is know about internet. Everybody is know about how to use internet. So it is a big issue when everybody is know about the how to internet and everybody have free plan for access the internet. Then every user try to use search something, do something, innovate something. So it means you indirect way increase the traffic over here on the internet. When I am talking about the increase the traffic, it means there is possible congestion, traffic congestion. It means a lot of requests at the same time can be a possible. Server can be a stop. A lot of issue can be created by the traffic. So lot of techniques over here to remove the traffic congestion. Now let's discuss about the internet protocol and its application. If I am talking about the internet protocol, so firstly I know about the connectionless, reliable and unreliable. If I'm talking about the any protocol that is reliable for the transfer the data from host to destination, such type of protocols is called the reliable protocols. But if I'm talking about those protocols that are not responsible for the transferring the data from one place to another place, such type of protocols is called the unreliable protocols. Here I am talking about the IP internet protocol is a connectionless and the unreliable data. It means it is not responsible for the transmitting the data from host to destination, or you can say one place to another place. In order to make it reliable, we are using TCP at the transport layer. When I am talking about the transmit data, it means data, information. This is a diagram. You can see there is a lot of things. It is total 32-bit length. It is divided in different source, destinations, option plus padding, flag checking, fragmentations and lot of things. Length of datagram it is variable, it is can be changed, but without host and destination address you cannot send your data from one place to another place. The datagram is divided into two parts. One is header, second is data. The length of header is between 20 to 60 bytes. The header contains information of routing and delivery of the packet. Same problem, or you can say like an IP, the UDP is working here. UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol. This is also unreliable protocol. It is not taking any responsibility for transmitting the data from host to destination, source to destination. There is no mechanism for ensuring the data has been sent or not. There is, if I am talking about only UDP, this is the diagram of the UDP. There are few things: source port, destination port, length, and checksum and data. Total is divided into 5 parts. I am talking about only about datagram, but what about the file? If I am talking about, and if I want to transfer the file from one place to another place, I need a specific protocol. That name is a FTP, file transfer protocol, that is taking the responsibility for transmitting the file from one place to another place. It means source to destination. There, in a file transfer protocol, we are talking about two different things: control process and data transfer process. Control process and the data transfer process are working both hands. It means your source side as well as your destination side. FTP basically established two different connections. One is for data transfer and another for is control the information of data transfer. Data connection is made between control process and data connection is made. FTP port number is 20 or 21. You can use any one of them. Now HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. If you are open any website using the browser, then HTTP or HTTPS, both type of protocols are working over here. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol and HTTPS stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Security. So as per the name, you can find easily HTTPS is more secure than HTTP. Most of the sites they in which require more security regarding to electronic data interchange, so they are using HTTPS. If you are using or create static websites in which there is no need of electronic data interchange, you are using HTTP. But both types using very well on the browser. So what type of websites basically use HTTP, or what type of websites are basically use HTTPS? HTTPS mainly if you are searching your banking websites using HTTPS. If you are transfer money from one place to another place, you need to security. That's why we are using HTTPS. Lot of protocols also over here that are working here, like if you are transfer your mail using SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol. For receiving the mail you are using post office protocol. So protocols are basically set of rules. Protocols are created for perform a specific task by using its rules. And in this client server model, lot of protocols are working over here. If you are request for the service, definitely some protocols are working over here. If server will give the response to the client, so definitely protocols are working here. But most commonly we are using these protocols for transmitting the data as well as file or mails. Thank you.